Good evening, YouTube. This is Get the Great Defined Sports, man, and we are here, man. It's fight week. We got a little over 24 hours, and yeah, it's about to be go time. You know, we got Canelo Alvarez versus Charlo, and I think it's gonna be a good fight. You know, they both look good. I've seen a little back and forth. You know, not too much, not nothing crazy or nothing, but, you know, Canelo, like, you know, this is a different level. Charlo, like, I'm a lion. You know, this is what I came to do. You know what I'm saying? I came to fight. You know, I've been waiting for this all my life. You know what I'm saying? I understood that you fight some of the best guys out here, but, you know, I'm one of the best guys, too. You know, and I'm anticipating this fight because I want to see what Charlo really could do. Hopefully, Charlo don't get in there, you know, get hit with a couple good shots, and then, you know what I'm saying, he's like, game plan out the window. I'm about to fight this motherfucker. You know, we all know that Canelo is a great counterpuncher, and he's looking, you know what I'm saying, real well conditioned. You know, they both look conditioned. They both look ready to go. You know, I think Charlo should use his length, use his jab, fight off his jab, and use those angles. You know what I'm saying? Keep his measuring stick in his face. You know, Canelo. You know, as we know, we all know Canelo can counterpunch. Canelo got good defense. He got, you know, from his last fights, we seen Canelo kind of look like he didn't, you know, lost his step. But, you know, overall, Canelo has good defense. You know, Canelo is one of those guys that you could hit him with a shot that appears to look good, and he turns his head with the punch. Even though it might be a scoring punch, he still turns his head with the punch, and it really isn't, you know, one of them punches as it appears. Canelo's been good at that over the years. I've been like, damn, man, so how does this guy do that and nobody has followed up, you know, to go downstairs because he's wide open? But he must just be that fast, you know, because on the outside looking in, it's like it's easy to look like it's easy to do on the outside, but when you're in there, it's a different ball game, you know. And Canelo didn't seen every style that we could think of, you know. He got 2 losses, you know, and both of those losses came from guys who utilized their jab and fought at the pace they wanted to fight. They didn't allow Canelo to fight at his pace. You know, in both fights that Canelo, you know, lost decisively, that is on his record, in those fights we seen him get real frustrated. I mean, he was in there, you know, like, you could see it in his face. He didn't like what was going on. You know, and I believe Charlo can do it. You know, and Charles just got to use those angles and fight off that jab, and then just let his skills flow, man. And that's how I feel about the fight. Just let his skills flow. You know, I mean, I see a majority or a majority decision or a unanimous decision, and I believe we're gonna get Charlo as a new champion tomorrow. You know, but there could be Canelo really, you know, in the later rounds, that his ring generalship and his shows ring generalship, his experience kicks in, and, you know, he does things that we know he can do, but there might be something that Charlo might not expect that changes the whole fight for him. You know, and if there is a knockout, I honestly believe, you know, it'll be coming from Canelo. You know, Canelo, you know, he was a great combination upstairs, downstairs puncher. You know, and that's what I hope that Charlo doesn't get baited into, is letting Canelo fight at his pace. Don't start fighting flat-footed. You know, change your rhythm up, you know, so Canelo don't see what's coming. Because if you don't change your rhythm up, you know, he's gonna know things to expect. But when you're coming in, you doing this, and you might want to just, come flat-footed, walk side to side, come back, do a different type of rhythm change, throw a punch. You might keep him off all night. You know, uh, but again, Canelo done seen every style. And that's something that is in his favor, in his benefit. Right now he's in seen every style, but I think Charlo can do it. I think he can put this one in the bag for sure. If he fights effectively, if he fights how he's supposed to fight, if he fights how we know he can fight, he can put this in the bag and maybe even stop Canelo. But if it was on a scale of 1 to 10 that he stops Canelo, to 10 being the highest, I say 4. I'll give him a 4. But just skill wise and making it look good, if it was again on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the highest, I'll say about 7, 6. Getting it into a decision decisively, because they're both good fighters. Canelo got defense, Charlo, he got offense and good defense. He got good footwork. He's fast, slick. And I just can't wait. I cannot wait. Ooh, I can't wait. And that's just the thing. And then, Tank versus Thurman. They're shooting that buzz again in the air, shooting that. That's a fight I really don't like. Why? Because we know Keith Thurman is like, he's been on the show for years. He married that Indian girl, lost the fight to Pacquiao, and it's like, he's off to the races and sometimes commentating or, things like that, or, spending time with his girlfriend or whatever. I mean, his wife, excuse me. And it's like, okay, he wants to get back in the ring, and do his thing, but at 47, I mean, he, to me, was a big welterweight. And you're talking about fighting at a catchweight, as they're, saying, and this is just, allegedly, because I don't know if it's true. I've been just seeing this, and it's like, I don't think that'll be a good fight. Because if Tank, win the fight, it's like, oh, I can see people being like, well, this ain't the Keith Thurman, 3-4 years ago. This ain't the Keith Thurman where he, was actually comfortable at the weight. He's been also, I think he outgrew the weight. There's going to be a lot of excuses, and I can see if Keith Thurman wins the fight, boxing effectively, because Keith Thurman can fight, even though he can't take a punch to the body really well. The man can fight. He can box. The guy got skills. You know what I'm saying? And if he go in there with Tank and whoop Tank, is like, I can see people saying, well, Tank was too small, or this or that. I just don't like that fight, especially at no catchweight, man. I would rather see, because Terrence is saying I ain't gonna fight him because of this and that, but I would rather see him fight somebody like Ugas or something. Go find Ugas, or fight another Danny Garcia fight or some shit like that, because it's like, what, who do you want to see Keith Thurman fight when he does come back? There's some fights out there, but it's like, man, come on, man, it's crazy, And Tank is like, Tank is the man right now. And they know Tank is going to bring a lot of money. The politics start kicking in with this one. So, hopefully Tank don't take that fight. I would rather see Tank fight Cruz next, again, versus Keith Thurman. Go ahead, run it with Cruz, and then turn around and go ahead, look for Haney or Teofimo or Shakur Stevenson, even Keyshawn Davis, Frank Martin, You know, some of those guys. You know, stay. You know, just that fight with Keith Thurman, I just don't like. Man. That's I love Keith Thurman. You know, great. He's a great boxing analysis, a great fighter to me. You know, but fighting Tank, I don't think that's a good idea. You know, that fight just doesn't you know make sense. But I'll watch it though. Cause I'm a boxing fan, you know what I'm saying, man? I'm a boxing fan, man. I watch that shit, you know what I'm saying? Be like, oh wait, oh Thurman got that pot belly out there with the little T-Rex R's, as he was calling Betty Pacquiao. He got T-Rex R's. He's going T-Rex R's. And we see the T-Rex R's go. He was got up with that smile and that gap showing, like, you know, he got up. That was the main thing. He got up. He fought his ass off. He did. I'll give him that. He got up, man, and he finished the fight, man, and he gave Pacquiao a hell of a fight. But T-Rex R's with he got up and looking like, ooh, wait. I don't want to say it was a flash knockdown or was it hard, but I'm back on the yard. Shit, you know, but yeah, Keith, man, I'm glad to see him wanting to get back, man. It's just unfortunate that at the time in need of him, you know, trying to get a fight with some of the guys that wanted to fight him before they was in the stature that they are in, saying, nah, we're not getting it in. I can see him ending up fighting Earl if Earl loses this fight. But then it's like, if Earl loses this fight in the same type of fashion, I wouldn't even want to see Earl fighting Keith Thurman. I would say, you know, because is it a possibility that Earl will be damaged goods if he loses the fight the same fashion as he did the first time? You know, that'll be something to be talked about, because that first fight, man, I ain't gonna lie. The last time I watched a fighter lose like that, you know, not like that, but lose, was back in the 80s when Tyson got knocked out by Buster. You know, I was like 7 years old, 6 years old. I went behind the couch and cried because Tyson was my favorite guy. Nobody could beat Tyson. Man, I seen that. I said, oh, got older. You know, it was like Tyson was mortal. When I seen Earl taking them type of punches in that punishment in that ring, I dropped a tear, man. And I'm riding with Earl again. You know, I love Terrence Crawford now, and he's grown on me because of who he is and the type of person he is, and skillful wise, yes, he's a better fighter than Earl Spence. But Earl could fix his plan and go in there and, you know, do what he got to do. That's like Zab. Zab's always going to be my favorite fighter. No matter how many times he loses, I just love Zab, man. His character, his persona, his, you know, what he used to bring to the boxing world, because we knew we was going to see something before the fight. Zab is hilarious. You know, so yeah, man, we less than 24 hours, man, until these guys get in there and separate the boys, you know what I'm saying, from the men. But I honestly think Charlo could pull it off, you know. He just gotta go out there and be him. And don't do no knucklehead ass shit like start trying to trade and sit down and fighting this dude, because if you get in there and want to fight in that Mexican style, I don't know, man. Might be a bad idea. You know, might be an early night for him. You know, so all the fighters, all you gotta, you know, I wonder if he watched any of the fights like Laura, you know, Trout, you know, even Floyd or even Plant, you know, because Plant was doing good too. Amir Khan, he was doing good too. You know, there's bits and pieces of those fights that he could take with him and go in there and beat Canelo, especially Bivol, man. You know, Bivol went in there and really showed you how to beat him. Jab, fought on the outside, stayed out of range, was frustrating Canelo all night. But we're gonna wrap this up. You know, leave some comments. You know, tell me what you think. You know, I accept constructive criticism. You guys enjoy your weekend. I'm out.